The moment you hear this news, one question hits your mind instantly. Could this really be happening again? After everything that happened, after the tears, the farewell, the broken hearts, and the unfinished chapter, Lionel Messi returning to Barcelona. Not as a rumor. Not as fan imagination. But confirmed by the man now sitting on the Barcelona bench. And if you think this is just another football headline, stay with me, because what this means could change the future of Barcelona, Messi, and football history forever. Right now, football fans around the world are divided between excitement and disbelief. Just hours after Inter Miami's clash against the Vancouver Whitecaps, a statement from Hansi Flick sent shockwaves through the football world. For years, people said this door was closed. That Messi's Barcelona chapter was over. That money, politics, and time had moved on. But suddenly, the conversation has changed. And what's even more shocking is how calm, confident, and deliberate this confirmation sounded. This matters right now because Barcelona is not the same club Messi left. And Messi is not the same man who walked away with tears in his eyes. Back then, Barcelona was broken financially, emotionally, and structurally. Today, they are rebuilding their identity. New leadership, new philosophy, and now, a new coach who understands discipline, legacy, and timing. And at the center of all this stands Lionel Messi, still playing, still deciding, still shaping football's biggest stories. Think about the people affected by this. Barcelona fans who never accepted his exit. Older supporters who grew up watching Messi from his teenage years and thought they'd never see him wear that shirt again. Even neutral fans who believed football romance was dead. And then there's Messi himself. A man who has won everything, yet always spoke about one thing he never got. A proper goodbye. Most people don't know this, but Messi's exit in 2021 was never meant to be final in his heart. Those close to him have said for years that Barcelona was unfinished business. Not because of trophies. Not because of records. But because the story ended without closure. And what Hansi Flick just did was reopen that story in the most unexpected way. After the Inter Miami vs Whitecaps match, journalists expected the usual post-game talk. Performance, fitness, schedule. But then Flick was asked about Messi. And instead of avoiding the topic like many managers would, he leaned into it. Calmly. Confidently. He spoke about Messi's connection to Barcelona as something natural, something inevitable, and something the club is prepared for. Those words weren't accidental. They were chosen carefully. What happens next will shock many people, because this isn't about nostalgia. This isn't a farewell tour. This is a strategic decision. Barcelona is young. Talented, yes, but inexperienced. And Hansi Flick knows something most fans overlook. Young teams don't just need speed and skill. They need calm. They need leadership. They need someone who can slow the game down when everything feels chaotic. And nobody in football does that better than Lionel Messi. Imagine a Champions League night at Camp Nou. The stadium lights. The noise. The pressure. Young players feeling the weight of the moment. And then Messi walks onto the pitch. Not to carry the team alone, but to guide it. To control the tempo. To teach without speaking. That presence alone changes everything. But here's the small detail that changes everything. Messi's return is not about starting every game. It's about impact. Short bursts of brilliance. Key moments. Big matches. Teaching moments. And Flick understands this better than anyone. He managed some of the most intense squads in modern football. He knows when to use power and when to use patience. There's also something deeply emotional behind this move. Messi left Barcelona feeling powerless. Not angry. Not bitter. Just empty. And for someone like Messi, who built his entire identity around that club, that emptiness never fully goes away. Inter Miami gave him peace. Argentina gave him fulfillment. But Barcelona still holds the emotional weight. Real-life examples prove this. Players often say they move on, but when they return to the place that made them, something changes. They walk differently. They breathe differently. Messi at Barcelona is not just a footballer. He's a memory, a symbol, a reminder of what the club once was and what it wants to be again. Now comes the turning point. The biggest mistake people are making right now is thinking this return will be easy. It won't. Expectations will be massive. Media pressure will be relentless. Every touch, every pass, every missed chance will be analyzed. And if Barcelona doesn't manage this properly, it could hurt both Messi and the club. Ignoring this reality would be dangerous. Messi doesn't need to prove anything. But football doesn't care about emotions. It demands results. That's why Flick's role is crucial. He must protect Messi from overuse, from emotional overload, from becoming a marketing tool instead of a football solution. If Barcelona fails to set boundaries, the consequences could be serious. Injury risk, burnout, fan disappointment, and worst of all, a second goodbye that feels just as painful as the first. This is why careful planning matters more than hype. So what should Barcelona do now? First, clarity. Define Messi's role clearly from day one. Not a savior. Not a guarantee. But a leader. A mentor. A difference maker in critical moments. Second, protect his body. Limited minutes. Smart rotation. Third, protect his mind. Keep him away from unnecessary media pressure. Let him focus on football, not headlines. For fans, the solution is simple but difficult. Patience. Appreciation. Understanding. This Messi is not the 22-year-old who dribbled past entire defenses. This is a football mind at its peak, housed in a body that must be respected. Enjoy the moments. Don't demand miracles every week. Looking ahead, the future impact of this move could be enormous. In the coming months, Barcelona could regain its identity. Not just results, but belief. Young players will grow faster. Fans will reconnect emotionally. Sponsors and global attention will follow. And most importantly, the club will heal a wound that never fully closed. But there will also be those who suffer. Rivals who fear the emotional boost this brings. Critics who built careers on saying Messi's era was over. And even some fans who struggle to accept change. Football is cruel that way. It never lets everyone be happy at once.